Welcome to Moonlight Story, where we listen, relax, and slowly drift off to sleep. Tonight, we'll spend a slow and peaceful day drifting along a quiet canal boat. As the water moves gently beneath the boat, small bridges pass overhead, distant towns drift by, and the soft rhythm of the canal carries the day forward. So get comfortable, settle in, and let yourself drift gently into tonight's story. Now imagine yourself standing beside a quiet canal early in the morning. The air feels cool and fresh, and the water moves slowly beside the stone walkway in soft ripples. Small boats rest peacefully along the edge of the canal, rocking gently against the wooden docks. The morning is calm. No rushing crowds. No loud sounds. Only the soft movement of water and the occasional distant call of birds overhead. Ahead of you sits a small canal boat painted in warm cream and deep green colors. Flower pots rest near the windows, and a soft blanket is folded neatly on a chair near the back deck. You step carefully onto the boat. It shifts gently beneath your feet, moving slowly with the water. Inside, the space feels small but cozy. Wooden shelves line the wall. A kettle rests near the stove. Books are stacked beside a cushioned seat near the window. Everything feels calm and simple here. The boat begins to move slowly forward. The water pushes softly against the sides as the canal carries you gently ahead. Bridges appear in the distance. Tree branches lean over the water. And little by little, the quiet world along the canal begins to drift past around you. The day has only just begun. The canal boat moves slowly through the quiet morning water, never rushing as it followed the gentle curve of the canal. Inside, the small kitchen area had already begun to warm from the first light coming through the windows. Soft reflections from the water moved across the wooden walls and ceiling, shifting gently each time the boat drifted. Near the front window, a folded map rested beside a small stack of books and a ceramic mug left from the evening before. The whole boat felt peaceful, lived in, comfortable in a simple way. The boat passed beneath the first low bridge of the morning. For a few seconds, the sound around the canal changed softly. The quiet echo of water beneath the stone arch, the gentle hum of the boat moving underneath, before the open morning returned again on the other side. Ahead, Long stretches of calm water continued between rows of trees and narrow walking paths. Some people had already stepped outside their homes along the canal. A man watered flowers beside a window box. Someone cycled slowly across a small bridge further ahead. A dog walked quietly beside its owner near the water's edge. Everything along the canal seemed to move at the same calm pace. Nothing felt hurried here. The boat continued drifting forward steadily while soft ripples spread behind it across the water. Inside, a kettle was placed onto the stove. Soon the quiet sound of warming water filled the room while the canal scenery continued passing slowly outside the windows. A small tin of tea rested on the shelf above the counter beside jars of sugar and biscuits saved for mornings like this. The boat rocked gently as another bridge came into view ahead. Sunlight now reflected more brightly across the canal, turning the water pale gold in places as the morning slowly settled in around the peaceful little boat. As the morning continued, the canal grew a little busier, though everything still moved slowly. Another narrow boat drifted past from the opposite direction, its windows open slightly to let the cool air inside. The people aboard waved quietly as the boats passed one another, and the water rocked gently beneath both of them before settling again. The canal curved ahead through a quieter stretch lined with tall trees. Their branches leaned softly over the water, casting moving shadows across the surface as the boat drifted underneath. Every now and then, leaves floated slowly past beside the boat before disappearing behind it. Inside, the kettle had begun to whistle softly. A cup was placed on the small wooden counter while hot water poured slowly over the tea leaves. Steam rose immediately, warming the cool morning air inside the boat. The smell of tea mixed with the faint scent of wood and fresh air drifting through the open window. The boat passed beneath another bridge. This one lower and older than the others, covered lightly with moss along the stone edges. For a few moments, the sound of the water echoed gently around the boat again before opening back into the calm canal ahead. Small homes appeared along the water now. Some had flower pots hanging beneath the windows. Others had little wooden docks where bicycles rested nearby. A woman sat outside reading a newspaper while a cat slept beside her chair in the sunlight. The canal boat continued forward at its steady pace. No destination felt urgent. The peaceful drifting itself seemed to be the whole point of the journey. Tea was carried carefully to the cushioned seat beside the window. From there, The view of the canal stretched quietly ahead while the boat moved through the calm water, one gentle ripple at a time. The tea stayed warm beside the window while the canal boat continued drifting forward through the quiet afternoon. A book rested open across the cushioned seat, its pages moving slightly whenever a cool breeze passed through the window. The boat moved so gently now that it almost felt still. Only the soft movement of water against the sides and the slow changing scenery outside reminded you that the journey was continuing. Another bridge appeared ahead, painted white with flower baskets hanging from the railings above. As the boat passed beneath it, footsteps could be heard overhead for a brief moment before fading again behind. Beyond the bridge, the canal opened into a wider stretch of water. Tall grass moved softly along the banks, and ducks drifted lazily near the edges where the water stayed calmer. The afternoon sun reflected across the canal in long, shimmering lines that moved each time the boat rocked gently. Inside, the book was picked up again. A few more pages were read slowly while tea was sipped between chapters. Nothing demanded attention here. No rushing, just drifting, reading, watching the world pass quietly by. Now and then, the book was lowered to simply look outside. Small cottages appeared along the canal path with laundry moving lightly in the breeze. A narrow cafe sat near one bridge with a few tables outside facing the water. People spoke quietly as boats passed. Some waved. Others simply sat peacefully beside the canal, enjoying the afternoon. The canal boat continued forward at its slow, steady pace, carrying the quiet little world inside it gently through the peaceful day. The tea slowly cooled. The pages turned one by one, and outside the windows, the calm rhythm of the water continued endlessly ahead. By the time the afternoon began to fade, the canal had grown even quieter. The sunlight softened into a warmer golden color, stretching across the water and glowing gently through the boat windows. The book had been set aside now, resting closed beside the empty teacup. Outside, the canal moved peacefully forward beneath the slow evening light. The boat drifted past another small town along the water. A bakery near the canal was beginning to close for the day, while lights slowly turned on inside nearby homes one by one. Flower boxes beneath windows caught the last bit of sunlight before shadows settled across the narrow streets. The boat slowed slightly near a small lock in the canal. Water shifted softly around the sides as the level changed little by little before the gates opened once again. Then the journey continued. Everything about the evening felt slower now, calmer. The air coming through the window carried a coolness that hadn't been there earlier in the day. A light sweater was pulled on before stepping carefully out onto the small back deck of the boat. From outside, the canal felt even more peaceful. The water stretched quietly behind the boat in long, gentle ripples. Birds crossed slowly overhead on their way back toward the trees lining the canal. The sky above had begun turning pale orange and soft blue as the sun lowered further. For a while, nothing happened at all. And somehow, that felt like the best part of the day. Just standing there quietly while the boat drifted forward on its own. Listening to water moving softly against the sides. Watching little bridges pass one after another. Feeling the evening settle slowly over the canal. Ahead, small lights had started appearing along the water's edge, glowing warmly against the coming night while the peaceful little boat continued drifting gently onward. Night settled slowly over the canal as the boat continued drifting through the quiet water. Most of the windows along the canal were glowing warmly now. Reflections of light stretched across the surface in soft moving lines each time the boat passed. The sky had turned deep blue, almost dark, with only a little of the evening light still remaining near the horizon. Inside the boat, the lamps had been switched on. Their warm glow made the small space feel even cozier against the cool night outside. The empty teacup rested near the sink. The book had been placed back onto the shelf. Everything around the boat had grown quieter with the passing hour. The boat slowed near a peaceful stretch of canal lined with tall trees and small moored boats resting for the night. Finally, the engine quieted completely. The gentle movement of the water remained, rocking the boat softly in place. A blanket was pulled over the cushioned seat near the window while the night continued settling around the canal. Outside, water touched softly against the sides of the boat in a slow, repeating rhythm. Now and then, a distant bicycle crossed one of the bridges nearby. Then quiet again. The kind of quiet that only seemed to exist near water at night. From the window, small reflections shimmered gently across the dark canal while the boat rested peacefully beneath the evening sky. No rushing, no noise, just the soft rocking of the boat and the calm feeling of being far away from everything busy. The lights inside the boat dimmed one by one until only a small lamp remained glowing near the window. Wrapped in warmth and surrounded by the quiet sound of water, the peaceful day on the canal slowly came to an end.